So the behavioral health approaches nutrition. We do a principled approach. What we do is we present and follow some basic principles. We evaluate a person's eating habits based upon the principles and how they relate to health through, what we see from science and nutrition throughout the ages. We find how this relates to the individual in terms of their preferences, their availability of different foods and eating patterns. Do you have a Whole Foods by you, or do you have a Trader Joe's or things like that? And what your availability of time and other resources are for different approaches to eating. Whether that's a fasting type thing, or how many times a day you eat. So we really want to see what's going to work for the individual. Then the information that we provide is up to date. It is scientifically and anecdotally up to date. So we want to see what's happening out there in the industry, and also what's happening in science. We'll note certain things like the food guide pyramid completely changed from the 80s to today. So we want to use things that are ubiquitous and not ambiguous. What we mean by that is that ubiquitous means they pretty much work all the time. Eating your vegetables works all the time. Eating a certain amount of protein seems to work all the time. We don't want it to be ambiguous. So we don't want to wonder, well, does this work sometimes? Does it not? Things like gluten. Not to give an opinion on gluten, but that, the whole non-gluten thing a while back, is like, well, is it really gluten, or well, is it other things that are affecting things? So we have that's where we term things to be ambiguous. Non-dogmatic. And when we say non-dogmatic, means that we don't follow any particular dogma. We don't follow veganism. We don't follow all meatism. We don't follow ketoism or a keto diet. We don't do anything that could be an ism. So unless that's what the individual needs, or that is the individual preferences, then we try to use that ubiquitous science to meet up with what those that person's preferences are. So we don't. We try to stray away from the accounting approach as much as possible. That means counting calories in and calories out, as well as counting grams and all that kind of stuff. We like to follow more of a feel, more of again, more principles. So we do this through evaluation, constantly evaluating the habits that we're trying to form, the content of a person's diet, and we're trying to break addictive tendencies. So we follow something that we call the readiness to change model that comes out of behavioral medicine, and we try to develop those habits through that. And then our process is as slow or fast as is comfortable, but also effective for that individual. So anyways, that's how we do our nutrition. And so we'll talk to you next time.